microphone for the software. This is how I live till they end up in my coffin.
All right, guys, welcome back to Red Top Report. I'm your host, Joe Enders. Ronan has more stuff for me to react to from social media. I'm sure there's all sorts of different fun stuff for me to react to, including, I've heard, something to do with a cartoon. So what are we starting out with today, Ronan?
Yeah, dude, let's get into it, man.
Dude, Rick and Morty.
No, yeah, Rick and Morty, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You have to have a high IQ to understand Rick and Morty. For those that don't know, that's a meme. It's very funny. Adult Swim has ended its association. Oh, yeah, I've heard about this story. Adult Swim has ended its association with Justin Roiland. Rick and Morty will continue. The talented and dedicated crew are hard at work on season 7. I'm trying to think. I think Justin Roiland might do like a lot of the voices though on Rick and Morty, right?
Yeah, he's Rick and Morty.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and he's a bunch of like other minor characters too.
How is Rick and Morty going to continue without the voice of Rick and Morty? Anyway, and honestly, I do not recommend people watch this show. I watched it in college back when, I wasn't as, devout in my faith and stuff. And don't get me wrong, season 1 and 2 are hilarious. There's kind of like this parody of like nihilism where like everything doesn't matter in a world where nothing matters.
Nobody exists on purpose. Nobody belongs anywhere. Everybody's gonna die.
You just kind of do whatever you want, and then it enters into this like absurdism where like everything is completely ridiculous.
Great. Who invited Aberdolf Linkler?
Everything is mocked and denigrated, these sorts of things. And there is sort of a humor in that, in the philosophical aspects of the show. Obviously, there's nothing Catholic about it at all whatsoever. But in the sense that you can view it satirically, I guess you could take, it's like, oh, wow, the Catholic position is like much better. The religious position is much better because without a God, that's the hell that you're living in.
Well, it says here you're involved in the plotting of September 11th. Well, that's what they get for supporting Israel.
Yeah, the show's not good. Now, as far as like why they're like severing ties with him on like a Adult Swim, there's like this like, is it an assault or harassment allegation or something like that against Roiland?
Yeah, I believe it's some sort of a domestic assault, something with his former partner. I'll put up a little headline or something for you.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah.
It's because and then there's also, it's just a rumor. I mean, unsubstantiated rumor, but there's talks of him like texting with minors and stuff like that, and all sorts of other things. And honestly, if you watch the show, you can kind of see how this might be the way that he thinks and acts and stuff.
Hey, go with the flow. Stop! You're making me really uncomfortable.
Because he's really the brains behind the show for the most part. I mean, Dan Harmon has a part in it as well, I believe. But is it Dan Harmon? That's his name?
I don't know.
So.
I'll find out though.
Yeah, let me know. I think that is his name. Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland, I believe, are the two guys that are like the brains behind Rick and Morty. But it's mostly Justin Roiland's show. And if you followed some of his earlier comedy stuff before Rick and Morty, it was of a similar type of story, which tells me that a lot of the work on the show was probably done by him. But yeah. Season 1 and 2, and then maybe season 3, episode 1, I would probably say, or
A bunch of the Szechuan sauce, like as much as you're allowed to give me.
Those were like the more philosophical episodes that, the mature content was more like, it was less related to like dirty sex jokes and like raunchy nonsense and it's just disgusting. And those jokes are played out, guys. They're played out. I'm so sick of it. Be funny about something else. Good grief. We have this entire PC culture that we can mock and make fun of because it's so stupid.
Actually, bruh, asking me what a trigger warning is one of my triggers, bruh.
And yet we're still making sex jokes. Sex jokes. That's like 2002, 2003 humor. Let's move on, guys. The culture is past this. So what do we got next?
Yeah, let's get right into it.
Burberry. What is Burberry? Is that like
It's like clothing brand.
It's a clothing brand. I'm not a very fashionable guy, as you can see. Obviously.
Yeah, no.
Bro, I'm gonna kill you. Burberry's new advertising is really something. Yeah, there's something. I mean,
is this porn or no?
It's definitely upper female nudity at the very least. So, That should.
Do I need to blur this?
You better blur it. Yeah, that's completely inappropriate. I mean, technically, that's completely inappropriate. Yeah. I mean, I'm not scandalized, but that's pretty gross. And what's up with this thing? What's up? I want to know about this because, you can actually see what's up with, this obsession that feminists have with making themselves look uglier. Just generally speaking, looking uglier. These aren't fashion trends. When you shave the sides of your head and give yourself like a makeshift mullet, like why are you trying to look like Joe Dirt? Like Joe Dirt wasn't even an attractive man.
Yeah, sorry, David Spade.
Why are you trying to look like an ugly man at all? At least if you're going to go this extra mile and try so hard to be a man, the least you could do is look like a handsome man at the very least, or a dapper gentleman or something like that. But these women want to look like Joe Dirt from the trailer park. I'm sorry, what are you guys doing? You don't look good. You're purposely making yourself look ugly, which tells me that there's a deep philosophical root or something, to whatever they're doing, where it's like,
No, beauty is subjective, and I want to prove it to you by showing you how ugly I am.
And it's just like, okay, yeah, you're just ugly, bud. You're just ugly. You're ugly, and you're making yourself uglier. Don't do that. Try to look good. Be exceptional. Dress to impress. Right?
And if you were going to look like a man, wouldn't you want to look like Brad Pitt or something?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, why you gotta look? Why you look like ugly as disgusting?
Ugly as sin.
Yeah, man. Yep.
There's your Catholic angle, right? You guys look ugly as sin.
I have no soul.
Anyways, let's go to the next thing. I'm definitely curious what else we got.
No, I seriously think about this every single day, and I'm sorry if I sound stupid. If somebody has $500 and they've already paid taxes on it and they give it to me, so now just because it goes from them to me, I also have to pay taxes on it, even though they just did. And then not only that, but anytime I spend one of those $500, I'm going to also pay another tax fee on whatever item I'm buying. And then whoever I bought the item from will have to pay taxes on the money they just earned from what I bought. So so every single dollar, if a dollar is 100 cents, hold on.
You're short circuiting right now.
Just forget it.
Yeah, when you discover that that you're being taxed too much and stuff like that. Now, I obviously want. Was that our buddy Nick Wiley?
That was our boy Nick Wiley.
Our boy Nick Wiley over at on the evening news.
Nick Wiley, Church Militant Evening News, Detroit.
Yeah, he wrote "Taxation is theft."
Yeah, what do you think about that, Joe?
I'm just about to start a little drama here, Mr. Wiley. I think I'm gonna come at your throat with this one. Taxation is not theft. Taxation is not theft. This goes back to the talking point that I had brought up before about libertarianism. And this is a talking point of libertarians across the board, that taxation is theft. They're saying because the government takes your money and you don't consent to them taking your money, they are stealing it. No, that's not how it works.
That's not how any of this works.
Once again, we live in a civil society, and that civil society comes with things that cost money, and those things that are beneficial to the whole community, that allow you to build your business, that allow you to make money freely, that allow you to do all of these things. Every single one of those things is funded for by property taxes, by sales taxes, by income taxes, and even by corporate taxes. Now, I don't agree with every form of taxation. In fact, I actually disagree with income taxation. I don't think that that's effective. I would support something along the lines of a national sales tax and do away with income tax entirely. I'm not saying that we aren't taxed too much. We are certainly taxed too much. And not only that, we're taxed inefficiently. We're taxed extremely inefficiently. And it's and I think the government really does like the income tax system, because it allows them to track how much money everybody's making and where they're making that money from. It's just it's almost as if the IRS is a giant
spying operation
to figure out what everybody's doing and keeping tabs on everybody. Because let's think about this for a second. Would it be easier to just have a national sales tax where every time somebody buys something, you get this nice little giant's little sales tax where you pay like, for example, you pay like $2 extra on a thing of eggs, but you pay no income tax, and then it's completely untraceable. All you do is buy stuff. The only way they could trace it is if they seized the receipts from what you bought on there to know it was you that bought it. Or, and that's my thing. What's more efficient? Just charging that sales tax on everything people buy, and then it's just all settled because the sales tax is paid, the businesses send it all to the government, and then it's all said and done right there. Or Joe Biden hiring, however many thousand IRS agents to go form this giant government bureaucracy to ensure that each individual person sends in their income taxes on time. Otherwise, they're going to send out the police force to come and get you. Well, that's obviously not as efficient. And that's why I think it's about spying. Now, this idea that taxation is theft is incorrect. It's completely incorrect. And I say that because by continuing to reap the benefits and live in the society that you live in, that has a police department, that has a fire department, that has a public works system of water, that has running water, that has plumbing in it, that's all interconnected to the entire city in which you live in, or like I said. Maybe the taxes on the farmer that's completely self-sustaining. This is why I agree with the sales tax. If he's completely self-sustaining, well, I guess he doesn't have to pay any tax. He doesn't have to buy anything. But these people that are using these public works that are interconnected, like all these things that are on public land, including, and these are all contracted through private companies, by the way. These aren't government companies that are creating these things. So all of that stuff is interconnected. And it's paid for by taxes. By choosing to live in this society, which everyone does. You don't have to live in the United States of America, guys. You don't have to live in your suburb. You don't have to live in any of those places. You consent. And you better pay your taxes, or they're going to throw you in jail because you're stealing from the community.
Right to jail, right away.
Taxation is not theft, guys. All right, what do we got next?
Okay, man, this is the last one.
Actually, no. What do you think about that, Ronan?
I did my time tabling with Turning Point USA, so I was out there with my.
You were out there with the taxation.
I was out there with my taxation.
Have you been red pilled?
You might have changed my mind a little bit.
Oh, let's go! That's a celebration, boys. We're red pilling people on taxes. Now, that said, we do pay too much. We need to lower taxes. You're crippling the middle class.
Middle class economics works.
All right, what do we got here? Poor child. Transgender man who gave birth to his son. So this was a woman who gave birth to a boy. Well, are we sure it's a boy, miss? Are we assigning binary gender to a baby? Uh-oh, that's not very progressive. For his son, criticizes medical staff for calling him mother, and claims that it's important to stop automatically linking pregnancy with being a woman. Okay, just because you had hair from your butt grafted onto your face to give you a fake beard, and you had a double mastectomy to cut off your breasts, it doesn't make you a man. Your bone density isn't the same. Your muscle density isn't the same. Nothing's the same. You are still a woman. And let's not forget the glaring problem here. Men cannot get pregnant. I don't know, like how we could be any more simple than this. You are pregnant. How did the baby come out if you're a man? Where did it come out? These are all very simple deductions. I don't know what else to say to that, Ronan. It's just one of those things, just completely ridiculous.
Well, then I guess you should just close the show, Joe.
Dude, Yeah.
But you're gonna tell everybody to like and subscribe and buy us coffee.
Well, yeah, of course. No, that's not what I'm gonna tell them. I think you know what I'm gonna tell them, Ronan.
Okay, well, why don't you tell
You
them?
need to give us your money, and you need to do it now.
Hello, I like money.
And with that said, guys, please subscribe to us on YouTube. We need to keep growing this platform. And you need to follow us on Instagram. And you need to follow us on Twitter. You need to follow us on all of our social medias. And most importantly, you need to hit up Buy Me a Coffee so you can give us your money like I was saying earlier. You hit us up on Buy Me a Coffee. We actually started this new campaign as well. What's it called? Joe for Joe? Yep. It's called Joe for Joe, and you can become a monthly subscriber. You buy me one coffee a month, and that keeps this show going. It keeps us moving. It keeps us on the air. It allows us to keep bringing you the content that you love. And the show is just continuing to branch out. We're covering even broader things and topics. And you already know that we're going to be bringing the heat to the culture, that sweet Catholic heat. And with that said, guys, God bless you.